Hey guys, John Sentes here, Emerald Coast Baseball Academy's podcast. I got a special guest, Bryson Sims, all the way from El Paso, Texas. Hey Bryson, how you doing?
I'm good, John.
Awesome. First, I'd like to mention new sponsor of the podcast, an awesome little shirt right here from Born in the Cage apparel. You can check them out on Facebook or on their website, borninthecage.com. This is one of my favorite shirts, a dry fit, Born in the Bullpen, a little backwards K here, awesome little stuff. Appreciate it, guys. We'll have a lot more information on them. I'll have more links and information in the description of this video, also on my website, emeraldcoastbaseballacademy.com. Bryson, thanks for coming out. I appreciate you getting with me. We've been trying for a couple days now, trying to get back together. Some technology issues that happens.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming on here, taking a little time out of your day, and coming out to share some quality information.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem. Now, you're wearing one of your Freak Mode shirts. Why don't you take me through your idea through that and how people can check that out?
I have, as you can see here, Freak Mode clothing brand. I started it because I love Nike so much. I used to love Nike so much and buy all their stuff, but I wanted my own brand so I can build off of that, and I love to do graphic design and all of that. So I made this shirt, and I also made Freak of Nature with the diamond on it. Represents me.
Nice.
Has my silhouette, if you can see that right there.
Yeah.
From my rookie Pro Ball year, yeah. And I also have the red one, Freak Moon.
Okay, beautiful
Yes.
stuff there. Very nice. Where can people check that out at?
Freakmode.bigcartel.com. That's where you can check it out. Yeah.
All right.
Go check it out right now.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so wanted to bring you on. The big thing that I wanted to do with this podcast is I've met you and I played together. We actually played against each other one year, and then on the same team the second year.
Yes.
And you are fast, so fast. And I like bringing people on that have specialties and are good people that are trying to do good things and also have special skills. And so I wanted to bring you on and let's talk about your history. Let's start off with the beginning. What's your story? Where are you from? What got you addicted to the greatest game on earth?
Man, let's start from when I was 3 years old. A lot of people don't know it, but my dad played in the Cincinnati Reds organization from 1986 to 1988. So when I was born, I was just born with the gift because it was in my blood. And I was picked up a bat at the age of 2, started playing at the age of 3, haven't looked back since, and I'm about to be 26 now. So, and I'm from Griffin, Georgia, raised in Griffin, Georgia, Jackson, Georgia, born in actual Atlanta, Georgia. So, and I've been trained by Marquise Grissom, Sean Livesey, everybody, like Coach Moody, my high school coach, Hayne Bryant, my college coach. A lot of guys that took a lot of time out to help me out because they knew I had a gift as well, and the passion I had for the game. So I just fell in love with it, just like off the bat, just like any kid would, you know.
Yeah, it is one of the most challenging games. That's what I really like about it. As soon as you feel like you have it figured out, it'll jump out and bite you in the butt, you know.
Exactly. Very hard. Take a big chunk out. Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. Yeah, I think I heard our former manager Bill Moore say that a couple times. He's a great guy. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast. I don't know if he has the technology like we do to do this, but we'll definitely try. Maybe
Bill lives in Bedrock, so you know how that's going to go.
I might be in Arizona later on where he lives. I don't know how close. Maybe I can get him out there and steal him for a little bit. Maybe we can have a quality podcast with one of the most entertaining managers I've ever had.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay, now go ahead and take me through your player history. So you're from the Georgia area, Atlanta area. You played high school there, and carried. What's the name of the school you went to?
Spartan High School, Spartan High School Jaguars, 07, class 07. We were ranked number 3 in the state when I was there. My my whole high school career, we were ranked in the state, number 2 and 3, I think. I'm
That's
pretty sure.
all
But
right.
yeah, and I grew up as a middle infielder, shortstop primarily. Moved to second when we got a better shortstop in, and he was a freshman. He was pretty good. Moved to the outfield to help the team a little bit more. With like you said, I'm fast. They put me out there. I could read a baseball then a little bit. So and
So where'd you play
yeah, I
college?
had a good arm. Stuck me out there. And I just fell in love with the infield though. Like infield is just natural. Like
Yeah. Where
that.
where where'd you play college ball at?
Bruton Parker College. I actually didn't play like a full season. I had redshirted my freshman year, and then like I was let go after that, and that was the end of that. After that it was amateur ball,
It was just amateur, and then you said,
amateur and tryouts.
gotcha. Amateur. So you just decided school's not for me, and
School is not for me. Baseball is, and I'm gonna do it that way.
listen, I understand that. There's definitely some. Looking back on it, I feel like possibly I might have closed some doors myself, saying I'll go to college right out of high school only, blah blah blah. And I was never in the draft category. Real small town, we were never
Mm,
ranked. Baseball's secondary, maybe even thirdly, depending on the situation. From where I'm
mm,
at here in the Panhandle, of Florida, it's definitely more of a football, basketball oriented place. Um,
yeah.
Even growing up, you had to find travel teams that were in other areas, travel, just to go practice. You had to travel basically. So,
Mm.
okay. All right. And so you and I, we played against each other in 2000, what, 2012?
12. Yeah, that was my
2012.
my rookie year, my rookie
Yeah,
season.
your rookie year, you and I played against each other. You played in the Pecos, and so did I.
Hmm.
I actually have mixed feelings about the Pecos. I feel like, it did great things for me, and I understand. I understand it at the beginning, going into it, what it was going to be. I kind of did a lot of research, and it was able to get me to play pro ball, and I spent 2 seasons there, and from there I ended up, going to be able to play some international ball in Mexico, which was an awesome opportunity. Thanks to Rod DeFoya, we had him on early on the podcast, and I
Hmm.
met some outstanding people, and I'm really working on pursuing my career and moving on from there. Um, all right. Let's see. Where are we at here, Bryson? Okay. And all right. Let me ask you this: you being a hitter, can you give me one stat that you feel like defines a hitter?
One stat that defines a hitter:
Yeah.
your strikeouts.
Your strikeouts. Okay.
If you have
Elaborate on
a
that.
if you have a low count of strikeouts, I feel like you're a beast. I don't care if you're batting 190. That means you're hitting the ball. So
Okay, that you're touching the baseball, right?
yeah,
Maybe you
you're
just had
touching
some,
it.
yeah. Maybe you just
So
had some bad luck right there,
yeah,
and
just you might hit lasers left and right to people, or just little boop boop. Better than doing this. We'll
yeah,
go back to the dugout,
you were
bro.
the king of the chopper. I swear, any ball that got chopped in the infield, it put pressure on the defense. Guys having to cheat, put a couple extra steps to get closer to try to take away that chopper. That's an interesting take on it.
Mm,
I've heard a lot of different answers. That's why I like asking it, just to see how
yeah,
what guys' mindset are. I've heard average. I've heard on base percentage. I've actually never heard strikeouts before. That's a pretty cool way to
yeah.
put it. Do you have anything in particular that maybe a coach asked you in your history applying that maybe stuck with you? Any motivational thing, or maybe even anything funny?
Um, I was always told to have fun playing the game, no matter what. And if you can physically play the game still, play the game
Yeah,
every opportunity you can, because it can be taken away from you any second.
I agree. I
So,
agree with you.
and
I feel like personally that if once you stop or you even have any kind of doubt, then there's already someone behind you that's going to just take that spot. So
exactly.
and a lot of people don't understand that it's just so it is for us minor league guys that are really trying to get a real shot and move on into affiliated stuff. You
Mm,
have to stay grinding and work every day and every day and every day. And I even feel like if I take one day off, I've almost taken like a week off because I feel like somebody else has even gone and stepped up and really tried to take a spot that I'm trying to go after.
exactly.
Um, all right. Do you have anything that any advice that a coach had given you that really helped you immediately in your game? anything that somebody said that, or a strategy that someone had presented to you for you to bring out to you?
Bill Moore, our skipper. When we were playing on Santa Fe, I struck out quite like a few times, and he was like 2 strikes, just chop it in the ground. That turned out to be the best thing that ever happened. I beat balls out because of that.
Yeah, well, listen. I'm right there. Being a starter, I get to watch it all the time, and I never understood. There's a lot of guys that go through hitting philosophies that don't aren't true to their talents, and I feel like once you did that, me watching you personally, I'd be like 2 strikes. If you don't strike out or you just put it in play and you see what happened, I mean, your motor is outstanding. So you just putting it in play is always just a giant help to your own advantage and to the team.
Appreciate that. And with the 2 strike approach, that also I felt like more loose with that approach, saying just put it on the ground. If it's in the strike zone, put it on the ground. Just put it on the ground, chop it in the ground. And that worked so well. I started seeing the ball well because even though I'm little, I want to try to drop bombs. So everybody wants to drop bombs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
or at least have
especially where
hope.
we play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you don't think as much. You just say, okay, if it's a strike, you have your own spot, and then you're like, hit it if it's there. Don't try to do too much with it. You might hit a liner in the gap when you're trying to put it on the ground. Like you never know. So
Yeah.
you put it on the ground, you beat it out. That's exciting for the crowd, exciting for the coach, and it motivates your team. And that starts like an eight run rally right there.
Yeah, well, with you having your speed, I mean, the pitcher has to respect your speed more.
Hmm.
Maybe he doesn't concentrate quite as much as he should on the batter, leave something up, and even just a flare in the outfield, you turn that into. I've seen you numerous times there a flare in the outfield turn where you go from first to third, and not only going from first to third, you're rounding third, thinking about going home, and
Yeah,
the whole defense has to respect that. So that's just the whole thing with speed. A lot of people don't understand in baseball. It can help you. It can hinder you too, especially when you might have to go station to station and you can't quite, open up the engine,
exactly.
let it go. All right.
Exactly.
So, is there anything with your approach? You were talking about 2 strike approach. Is there any way, any direction, or anything that you're thinking about of where you're trying to hit the ball? Maybe let's say early in the count and then go into late in the count.
Yeah. Early in the count, my first at bat, beginning of the game, I get in. Before I even get in the box, when I'm in the on deck circle, I'm telling myself hit the inside half of the ball and just look for a cock shot, first pitch, inside half, fastball. That's what you're looking for. He might throw a hanging breaking ball, but because I'm thinking fastball down the cock and inside half, I'm probably not gonna swing at it 9 times out of 10 if I'm not feeling great anyway. So I get up there, see inside half of the ball, take it the other way, no matter where. Like if it's deep in though, like you have to foul it off or pull it. But middle away, I'm going the other way with it, up the middle away, in the gap, over second base head. So that's my approach pretty much every at bat, even when runners are on. That's my approach the whole time, except for 2 strikes. Like I told you, I'm putting that on the ground, like
Okay, so
chop.
is there a direction with when you're trying to just put it on the ground? Are you trying to, because I've actually heard, and maybe this is something different. I played with a guy who was a chop guy like you, and he was also a fast guy, but he was a switch hitter. And
Mm.
when he was left-handed, he would say he would try to chop the ball as if the shortstop had to field it 2 steps to his right. Because he felt
Yes.
like if the shortstop had to field it 2 steps to his right, that was the strongest throw where he had to wait for it to come get him. It was a tough play no matter what. If it was at him, he felt like Mike could beat it out. But if he could get the shortstop to move away from first base, but not too
Mhm.
much where the third baseman could get to it, then that's something he would try to do. Is that possibly?
Yeah, that is exactly right. He must be really fast because that's the truth. That when you chop the ball, when you want to put it on the ground, left or right-handed. Like I'm right-handed, so I'm trying to put it in the like you said away from the third baseman, but so the shortstop would have to field it. But a backhand, he has to backhand it or come through it in a really loopy round to get the ball and throw it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give them anything to like bare hand, pretty much. So yeah, you just want to chop it in the hole, the 5/6 hole, right there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like you pull it, you pretty much pull it. You have to. You just go with your natural ability. Just say, I'm just gonna pull this ball, like straight down on it. Like who's that? Hank Aaron. They
Yeah.
was telling me Hank Aaron top spin on the ball, chop it in the ground. You never know. It could be a liner. Like I
Yeah.
said, liner in the gap, left center, or chopper. Beat that out. That's exciting to see. Don't you want to see that? Don't you want to see your guys
If
do
I'm
that? Beat
pitching,
that ball
no, I don't
out.
want to see it at all. I mean, I do want to see a ground ball, but if I'm pitching, no,
You want your team to
I
do
want
it.
a two hopper right to the shortstop, and you're out at first. It's a little different strategy from my angle
you,
right there.
you're right. You're right. You're
Now,
right.
okay, so that brings me one of our good friends. You said possibly about chopping and stuff like that.
Mhm.
In early in the count or in your other at bats, when you're
Mhm.
trying to stay behind the ball, is there a direction of your swing that you're trying to create? Are you trying to go something down? One of our good friends, Doe Odoms,
Uh,
he and I have
yeah.
talked about this a lot. He was also a roommate with me down in Mexico for a little bit, and we talked about hand placement and direction of swing and really, I wanted to, with you being a little bit different style, I wanted to hear what you were thinking about your swing, which way you're trying to get your hands to move. What are you thinking about that?
Okay. I usually go. My top hand is like I could touch my ear, like almost, like it's just right there.
Yeah,
And like some people want to go straight down like that, but early in the count, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go straight down like that, like that.
yeah,
I go. My top hand, my elbow drags against my jersey as I'm coming down, and see I'm straight through the plane the whole way,
yeah,
like
exactly. A
that.
nice level swing, flat. Yeah,
Nice level swing,
yeah,
like you can hit the ball back here or right here, like on the
yeah,
same plane.
exactly. Okay.
So like that's early in the count. That's me. That's my swing. And some people say swing as hard as you can, just in case you hit it, type thing. But if you hit it, you're gonna fly out. So I've learned as a guy that will rush everything, swing 80 to 85%. Because if you hit it with the 80 to 85%, you probably hit more home runs than you will 100% of the time. Like swinging 100%
Yeah,
because you'll miss at 100%. It's not controlled violence. So you want to control your violence. This is an assault rifle right here. Like this, this will kill somebody,
yeah,
and you want to kill the ball, but in the sweetest way possible. You got to
exactly.
caress it. You just
Exactly. Well, that's good to hear because I know your approach, and I remember seeing your swing back, a couple of years ago, and it was a little bit more down and
yeah.
choppy. And that was one
Mhm.
thing that Do and I had talked about. And there's this myth that I hear all the time doing lessons, which is, hit the top half of the ball. Hit
Yeah.
the middle of the top. All right, sorry about that. I lost you for a second, but we were talking about this myth, this phrase that's been floating around, which hit the top half, and it turned into this funny thing that we started back when you were playing, which is swing down, ball goes up, and you're even talking a little bit about that, about how you never know what's going to happen, and
Mhm.
and I feel like the path, if you're swinging and you do hit that top half of the ball, which is what they're talking about, 80-90% of the time, the ball's going to go straight into the ground, which isn't
True.
exactly that flat swing that we were talking about, which is one of
Mhm.
our favorite things. And that's where Doe and Jimmy Maxwell, one of our other fellow teammates, and I were joking around about swing down, ball goes up. And even down in down in Mexico, we saw a lot of chop swings like that. And it is
Really?
a different style down there. They do have, like, our field was all dirt, so I can
Mhm.
understand the want to possibly chop it, maybe get a bad hop or a rock, or just try to put the ball in play. And I understand that, but it was just so funny of guys, and when you have guys that have really good curveballs, especially, or splitters,
Yeah.
when you swing down, you're just going to hit a ground ball, and most of the time it's going to be a weak ground ball at that point, or you're going to get caught out front and reach, and I win as a pitcher at that point. So
Mhm.
I feel like you talking about that nice level swing, trying to stay through the baseball. And now I saw your finish there. Are you a high finish guy, or are you a low? Where do you think about finishing with your hands or the barrel?
Honestly, it varies. It
Okay.
varies. I'm like, cause I'm just concentrating on hitting here, and once I make contact, it depends on where the pitch is pitched. If
Okay.
it's outside, I finish like low, like
Yeah.
that, or and if it's like middle in, I finish high. Yeah, I'm gonna finish like high back here.
Yeah.
Like with outside, I finish with two hands. Inside, like middle in, I finish like that.
Yeah. I
Like,
gotcha.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I couldn't tell you. Like I have to
Well,
see
no,
it.
that's good. I'm glad you said that because a lot of people think that you have to finish one way, where you see a guy on TV do that, and and
Exactly.
and I and I don't feel like when you're watching games, certain big leaguers do stuff that is one of a kind per guy, but I don't think there's one guy that swings like another guy or even finishes like another guy. And I feel like it's what works for them. I mean, you see a lot of guys when we're doing lessons, and you see guys that, well, I saw this on TV. This guy was doing that. Well, he probably tried 10 different versions of that before he found something that he liked, and that's with any form of baseball. I feel like there is definitely a right or wrong way to throw a ball or hit a ball, but I definitely think there are some key things that have to happen through the mechanical process in order to be strong and make strong contact.
Exactly. It's all about okay. Perfect example. Derek Jeter, one like top hitters right now, like over 3,000 hits. I was watching the biography on him on HBO, and he still does wrong things according to the hitting instructor, and he has over 1,000 hits. You won't be able to tell me nothing when I get to 3,000. Like, come on, 3,000. You gonna tell me I'm doing this wrong, bro? I hit a bomb for my 3,000 hit. Come on, but like you said, it's all you. Like, you gotta be natural. Like when you're hitting, just like pitching, you have to be natural, but you also have to be fundamental and mechanical a little bit as well. Because if you get up there trying to say, okay, I gotta drop, I must do this, I must do this, I must do this. You're thinking too much.
Yeah.
You're gonna mess up. You're gonna miss that pitch right down the middle. You're gonna pull off. You're gonna roll over. You're gonna strike out. Like you have to be natural in this game. Like you can be taught, but you have to be taught inside your own the way you play the game. You can't take somebody unless they just really suck and just throw like Mike Lang or something. But
Mike who? Oh, Mike Lang.
Mike Lang. But yeah,
Okay.
that's my boy though. Yeah, like you just have to be natural in this game. You can't you can be fundamental, but you also have to be athletic as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
I understand. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, so that's how like I've changed my betting stance like this year like 77 times. I stopped counting after 77. And when I started hitting when I stopped caring. Like I literally didn't care like
Yeah.
anymore. And I wasn't thinking. I still had my spot, like my approach. I just didn't care. Like I was just like, all right, you throw it there, I'm just gonna hit a seed. Like that's how I was thinking. I should have been thinking like that. But I was thinking like, nah, like I gotta do this, like get through the ball. I was just
Yeah.
like, hit a seed, pow, seed,
See.
easy, let's go. Like it just works like that sometimes,
Yeah, I mean,
man.
keeping that simple reaction side less in the brain is when I had some of my really good outings this year. I probably pitched the best statistically as well as in a game that I've ever pitched, being post surgery from where I'm at now, and I felt like I had a great rapport with my catcher and really going out and like you're saying and not thinking about anything and saying and really just saying, okay, I see this little flaw in this guy, and I'm gonna attack that, and I'm gonna go
Yeah,
out and just go and
exactly.
throw the ball right there. That's what I would tell and I would even trick myself to say things that sound ridiculous, like I would say like it's only 60 feet away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I can throw the ball.
yeah,
I throw the ball almost 400 feet. It's only 60 feet away. I mean, come on,
yeah.
it's not that far, and I would say
At
that.
all.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So little fun things like that. Now you said a key word that I really wanted to bring up, and this happens all the time when I'm doing lessons and stuff that I really try to talk about, and making strong contact and not rolling over like you're saying. Is there
Hmm.
anything that you feel like mechanically that I know when you're working in the off season is completely different than just reacting and hitting seeds, like you're
Yeah,
saying. But is there
exactly.
anything that any advice that you can give us that will prevent you from rolling over, or anything that you feel like may may come, to try to get a stronger contact point up front, like you were saying?
I was always taught, and like even like when I was younger, to when you get to the point of contact, you roll your wrist. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't roll your wrist.
Okay.
Hitters don't roll your wrist. Just punch the ball. Like I literally punch the ball with both of my hands, just like that. Because if you like, I was always taught like punching somebody. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna punch somebody like and go through them. You're not gonna punch them and turn your wrist. Like
Yeah.
no, you're gonna stay back behind it and drive through them like
Could you
that.
show us in a little slow motion? I know you got a bat there. Could you stand up for us and show? Because that's really interesting. I've never heard punch them with both hands before. Like
Yeah,
you were
because
saying.
you want to throw. They tell you to throw the knob. Can you see me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. You get your hands and you throw the knob and you stay inside the ball. You stay inside the ball. You get here, and you just punch like that. I'm
Yeah.
punching inside the ball. Punch inside the ball. Stay on it. Keep your head on it, and just finish however you finish.
That's
Like
that's punch with both hands. I really like that. I'm gonna try to start incorporating that. But that's
yeah,
definitely a
just
new. Yeah.
like because if you just punch with your top, like I was told to punch with my top hand,
Yeah.
like all the time. Like just punch with your top hand. Just get here, and I get here, and then this hand's not punching, so it's like that.
Yeah. You just roll your wrist. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so if I was like smart guy, went to college a little bit, so I'm just gonna punch with both and stay through it. Like boom, keep your head on it. Don't try to do too much with the bat.
That's
Just
outstanding.
punch through it, boop, and go. See, that's my high finish right there.
That's outstanding. That's
Yeah,
outstanding. Awesome.
that's
Perfect.
just me.
Okay, so that's beautiful stuff right there. Now, Bryson,
Yes, sir.
don't get offended, but I have seen you struggle a little bit with
Yeah,
the bat in
that's
the game.
that happened.
But one thing I always noticed with you, and even if it didn't matter if you felt like you were struggling for a game or two games,
Mm.
you knowing yourself and being true to your abilities, you would always show bunt. You wouldn't always bunt it, but you would just at least show it. Can you give me a thought process behind that of what just showing a bunt would help you do?
I always show the bunt, like not trying to sound cocky or anything. But when I come to the plate, catchers already know. I don't know if it's because I'm black and skinny or anything. But I get up there, the catcher and the field manager look for it, and I'm like, "You're right. You better look for it because I'm fast. I'm going to do it. I'm going.
Exactly.
It's gonna happen." So, like with my thing, I like to just set up just to bunt it. I don't really to do too much of the drag bunt foam because I'm fast and I don't have to. And with me, I was always taught to get it on the white line.
Yeah.
You don't have to get it on the white line. Just get it in the grass. Just get it in the grass, like on third base side. That's it.
Away from the pitcher, right?
Away from the pitcher.
Yeah, never bunt it middle, right?
No, never. You should just go to the dugout. just put it in the grass. Like it's not that hard. You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
You don't want to lay a bunt down and be like, oh, that's perfect. Like just because it's on the line. It's perfect if you get it in the grass and not bunt it too hard.
That's nice.
And I had a bat. I used to jab like that, and the only reason I jabbed was because he would throw like an inside fastball, and I was like, oh my god, boom, like that, just like
yeah.
just like. But if it's down the middle, I'm sitting there, and I just literally let it hit the bat, just boop, and I have the barrel pointing at the first base. Or, like the actual first base, like just pointing right there.
So you're presetting your angle as soon as you show, right?
Yep. Because like you have to know how the pitcher's been pitching you as well.
Yeah.
And if you get in the box, like okay, first pitch, I'm gonna bunt down third base line because he's gonna throw it down the middle, and like you might be more comfortable bunting it down third base line. So you have it set up here already, and before he pitches it, you're here, or your drag bunt, you're gonna get it down as soon as you want, and you're gonna hit that sweet spot like you're trying to hit a bomb. You're going to just boop, but you can't that because you'll bunt it too hard or you'll miss it.
Now I have another point that I want to bring up in that, and I want to identify something with you. If you could go back and put to that bunt point with your bat, you also did something there which I think is just as key as not going forward, but you didn't go back with the bat either. I see a
No,
lot of
not.
people that say you have to catch the ball. When you think about catching, you think about pulling back away from it. And I feel like, especially maybe the younger age with the lightning bats, that I still feel like that's wrong because you're creating a bad habit. But when you
Yeah,
do that, what if it's a curveball, or what if it's a two seam, or something that's
exactly.
moving, and now you've bunted a foul ball, you've missed it. I've struggled with a couple lessons recently where I'm trying to show the kid, and you see him, and he's told someone, and the barrel's been right here, and it's been pulled it back as he makes contact, and I go, "What are you doing? What are you doing, there, big guy?"
Wait. What are you doing?
so
Exactly.
so you and that, I feel like both directions are huge right there. Um,
Yeah.
awesome,
You
awesome.
just want to sit it there. Like, if you go backwards and what if you do bunt it perfect and you're going backwards? Why is your momentum going backwards? First base is that way.
That's outstanding.
That's
That's
three steps almost.
and that's why you're fast.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Got to use what you got, man.
hey man, be true to yourself, right?
Exactly.
Awesome. Okay. Let's get to the next one here. Okay. Uh, can you go through a couple ideas? I have, and this is going to be a good debate because I've seen you do one way. I know Bill had a way of us doing it, and I saw something, and I heard from a coach on base running, on
Uh-huh.
getting leads and for steals. Something that I really liked, and we'll go back and forth. So go through. Let's say you did lay down a bunt. Everybody knows you're fast,
Yeah.
and you're on first. From the beginning, from the moment that you take off the batting gloves, can you take me through a process that you go through that everything from getting your sign, checking out the pitcher, and going from there, what you're trying to look to, because you've always had green light. I've never seen you not have a green light anywhere.
Yeah.
And so, what is there anything? Let's go through the beginning, and I want to investigate that thought process of yours, and maybe add some of the things that I've heard and the information that I'm sharing.
Okay. Taking off the batting gloves, I put them. I usually leave them in my hands, like just so I don't slide, break it, and jam anything. As soon as I get on first base, I get the signs from the coach. Get your signs from your coach, and I already know what my sign is anyway. Like you said, green light. So sometimes I'll get my lead, one, two. I'll take two steps off the bag, and then when he comes set, I take a half step, and then if he picks off. He picks over, I'm back. And I'm like, okay, got it. And then he's probably gonna do a quicker one to try to get me. And I'm like, no, I know what you're gonna do. I'm back. So then the next one he's gonna go to the plate. If you've seen him already, it's easy to steal on pitchers if you've seen them already.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like batting first too much because I haven't seen the pitcher. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know if he's gonna quick slide step. But that's one thing you have to watch out for: slide step. No matter how fast you are, if a pitcher does that slide step and the catcher has a decent arm back there, good chance you're gonna be out, bro. Like there's a pretty good chance. But in my head, I watch for. I really don't know exactly how many things I watch for. Some pitchers move their feet first. Some pitchers move their shoulders first, and some pitchers move their throwing arm first, like to go home.
Yeah.
So you got to find out which one he's gonna go with
So
first.
you have to identify. Yeah, that's.
You have to identify what's your trigger, like what's your
Yeah.
trigger.
Yeah.
So
batting first, I can see where that would be an issue, but maybe the second time through, you might be
exactly.
able to pick something up. Now, do you try to time guys when you're in the dugout too? Try to see if you can figure out a general idea of, because a lot of people get into patterns. That's one of the things one of the stats that is not kept very much except for myself that I'm always very excited about when I look at my catchers and my catchers enjoy it too is attempted steals.
Yeah.
For me, if you and I've, the past couple of years have been really successful at holding runners and varying my timing on going home, varying my timing on picking, and even picking guys off. I led the team in pickoffs this year. I had 7 picks at first base.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and down there it's just a whole different thing. Everybody gets that half step extra like you did. So I've got a move where I come, I get my sign, I check my runner, and when I come back, I can pick from that point. If you're getting a half step moving this way, and I pick when you need to go that way, I got it. So
Mhm.
knowing the moves, identifying what that pitcher's trying to do, I think that's huge. Now, let me go over. Okay, so one of the things that I had heard, maybe this could help you with your game, is, and I heard this from a coach, and I really liked it. And I've actually had some backlash, which is funny, from some high school coaches about it, which didn't really
Uh-huh.
make sense. But we would do our identify the outs, whatever it was, and then as soon as I finished signs, I would actually tell the kids to get off the base immediately
Uh-huh.
as soon as you can. I don't even care if the pitcher's addressed the rubber; it doesn't matter. And then they
Mhm.
would get there and they would try to peek in home to steal signs. Now, at a young age, you'll be able to do that all day.
Yeah.
Get in there. If you know a breaking ball's coming, don't you feel like it's way easier for you to read the pitch, whether it's going to be a strike or a ball, or get out there?
Exactly. You might go in there standing up,
Yeah,
especially if you have them timed, like, and you can peek in and get it. Some professional rookie catchers will give it away as well. Like, they'll think they're close, but they're really just facing first base. Like,
yeah.
yeah, like, come on, bro. And then on that again, sometimes even like if I don't see the sign, another way I could tell was what by the way the catcher set up. Like, that's how I could tell what was coming.
So you're
But
saying whether he might be a little bit higher,
yeah,
might be a little
exactly.
bit higher. So you're trying to
Yeah,
read information when we're going on identifying, which I think is
exactly.
a big right there, is not only the pitcher but the catcher. And I'll
Mhm.
even see guys, when I peek after I get my sign and see over, I can see if their eyes are looking in at the sign or if they're looking at, in the general area of the catcher. But when I
Yeah,
look, I want to make eye contact with that guy, because most times we make eye contact with the person, they always freeze, which is hilarious. I don't know
yeah.
why that happens, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at you, you looking at me. We're gonna stop for a millisecond, right?
You're
So
right.
yeah, so
Just to
that's
find out.
yeah, and I don't know if that's something that I know you have done it in your game before, but some of the best base runners, and I've seen a lot of success with that. Doing lessons out here and showing guys and teams and that. And also one of the big ones was knowing a curveball's coming. Maybe you aren't stealing, you're not, but being able to read the down angle on the ball, and as soon as that ball hits the dirt, it doesn't even matter if actually even before it leaves the dirt, it doesn't even matter if the catcher uh, is going to catch it. If you can tell that ball is going to hit the dirt before the catcher catches it, if you automatically go, he has to get down, block it, pick it up, stand up, and throw you out. And if you've left before the ball's even hit the ground, I'd say
Yeah.
maybe 99% of the time you're going to make it in
Hey, 99.99.
there. And
You
that's
in
called
there.
a dirt ball read. I had this
Exactly.
I had this one particular senior this past year, was a pitcher, decent hitter, decent speed, but he was one of the best base runners, and I'll even go into one of my favorite coaches for base running, Ricky Henderson. He has a quote, and it's one of the smartest things that I've ever heard anybody talk about baseball. And you see a lot of coaching going on in high school, middle school, and even college games during the game. And I feel like that clouds up the game, slows it down, and you just got too much going through your head. But
Yeah.
it's Ricky Henderson, and he has the best quote of all time, which is Ricky Henderson plays the game like he don't need a coach. Ricky Henderson knows.
Yeah.
So basically, meaning, if his coach gives him the steal sign, that's one thing. But if he decides that he reads the ball down, he knows if he can make it or not, and he just
Yeah.
knows and understands his timing. So
Hmm.
I always tell people, play the game like you don't need a coach, because if you
Yeah.
don't need a coach, you're going to make the right decision. It's a lot quicker for you to decide to go, and instead of me go, hey, it's time for you to go. Oh, okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Now it's time to go. So if you have, I heard another one that I like too, which is I want nine selfish ball players, because if they all do what they're supposed to do, then you'll win the ball game.
That's
So
true.
if you have an individual team sport like baseball and everybody's doing their job, it's one of those things where you
Hmm.
don't have to be really worried about everybody else. If you just do what you're supposed to do and go from there, then
Exactly.
it's a lot easier game to play. So
But some people take that to the extreme though. Like some people be like, you'll get a runner on second and third, one out, and like close game. You need to advance this runner though. You need to. And coach will give them the bunt sign, and they're just like, I'm swinging for the fences.
do you mean
Like,
first and second? You said second and third.
yeah, first and second, first
First
and
and second,
second.
yeah.
So yeah, they're swinging for the fences. I've had some experience with that. I'm like, What just happened? Wow.
You know what? I've seen that. I actually remember having a lot of comments about that. Listening to some radio broadcasts, they started getting a lot more players and the color guy in the booth, and you can all the time on TV you hear guys. And I actually even do drills in the cage or in we're doing batting practice where I'm telling kids, okay, runner on second, no outs, or runner on first and second, no outs. How do you get him over? And try to understand the situational hitting and putting that implemented into your game. Because if you go up there and if you're really playing a game, right, and you're trying to be a selfish ball player, selfish ball players try to advance the game, which is back to it's a good thing. So if you can advance the game and not hold the game up, which is normally an out or an unproductive, and some people don't understand where an out can be a productive out. You know, if you got a runner on second, and until you get 2 strikes, I feel like you're trying to get a hit. But once you get 2 strikes, if you for example, if you were to hit a chopper up the middle or a chopper to the second baseman, who knows if you might beat it out? But the first thing that's happened is that guy at second is going to move to third,
Exactly.
which is advancing the runner. Now, if you get on and make a first and third situation, even better, even better. That's what I feel. That's huge, and you see it where. That's the greatest thing about baseball because any team can beat any other team on any given day, especially if you play baseball. If you play the game better than the other team, literally with strategy, instead of you have 9 guys just trying to get hits anywhere, sometimes hits are worse for a situation, depending on, but that don't help you. You know, so if you're trying to progress the game. So.
And when you progress the game, you come out with a W most of the time. So. Yes, that sounds fun. I want to be back on the field right now. No.
That's the point of the podcast, man. Put out good quality information, you know?
Yeah, like that, like it's legit. It's legit.
That's the whole point, man. That's the whole point. Okay, so are you still doing lessons out there in El Paso?
Oh, not right now. Not right now.
Okay, but you have
if they want them. If they want them.
Well, if you guys want to contact Bryson, we'll put all his contact information. We'll get him back in the game. Can you? All right. So I'm going to go through one of the big main purposes of podcasts. Also, is being able to break down sections, and I feel like sections of the game are different at different levels. Like we have our what I call the youth portion of the game, which is pretty much anybody under high school. I feel like that portion of the game is one portion. You have your high school portion, you have your college, and then you have your pro. Because the games are played differently at each level. So let's go through all of those. Do you have any word of advice of this youth, maybe, beginner all the way up until, a 14-year-old ball player?
Yeah, there's like you were saying the portions of the youth, college and high pro.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people think just because you play fast, like just because you're playing fast, you think you're pro level already in your youth, like you said. Because I myself went through that. Like thinking if I play fast, I'm a pro. No, if you're smooth, you have to be smooth. Get it, go smooth here. You'll be a pro every step of the way.
Yeah.
You have to practice it though. You just can't be it. You have to practice in game mode, game speed. Slow yourself down and just play at game speed. However you get your reads in the outfield, like you're in the game. Like run on second, trying to advance to third. You're going to get behind the ball, go through it. Like you're going to throw them out.
So be smooth, work on your craft. So pretty much development for that.
Development.
Try to develop your game, and you're recommending, okay, and you didn't spend a lot of time in college, but I definitely understand, depending on the program you're at, but you're recommending develop the game close as you can to those guys on TV, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. Even though, like, we're going to take Robinson Cano, one of the smoothest second basemen, like, just because he oozes swag. So, he'll backhand the ball and just stop completely. And
put that on a shirt.
Yeah, oozes. Yes, you're right. That's on there right now. That's on there. Yep, gotta have it. But yeah, like,
you know what, that play you're talking about. There's a play when I was down in Mexico, which in America, even high school, I've never seen anybody teach it. Which is the chopper over the pitcher's head on the second baseman side. Cano makes it backhanded, running towards third base, underhand throw, like it's nobody's problem.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And I tell you what, in America, I've never seen anybody make that play correctly. Normally on that chopper up the middle, they try to get around it,
Mm-hmm.
and then their momentum's moving more towards right center, and they maybe try to jump throw, and the guy beats it.
Mm-hmm.
Down south, down in Mexico, I saw people run straight to the spot, right at third base almost, maybe even deep third, and backhand the short hop and keep their momentum going and make a off-balance throw. I'm talking 18, 19, 20-year-old kids like it was nothing. And that's just how they were taught the game. And maybe someone with your speed would probably beat it out, but someone a little bit slower or even slower, the average speed guy, they're going to beat that out playing in America where someone would go deeper.
Yeah.
So the strategy of the game was a little bit different, and being smooth was definitely way more important, a lot of things. So that's an awesome thing. All right, so that's for the younger guys. Now maybe for the high schoolers, is there one piece of advice you can give those guys?
And high schoolers, if you plan on advancing, take it serious. You better take it serious. Because like you just said, those kids in Mexico, just smooth already, even though it's wrong.
Yeah.
But they're just smooth with it already. You have to take advantage of your reps. Like when I was in high school, I just played because I was good. Like I said, it was in my blood. Like I just played because I was good, and I didn't stay for extra work. I played shortstop. I would just take ground balls, just boop, and I would get that deep hop just to make it easier. I wouldn't play game speed, but like I said earlier, for the youth, you have to play game speed as well. Train game speed, develop your arm more, develop your arm, and try to develop your speed as well. Because I won't necessarily just say strength, because when you get out of high school, they're gonna get you your strength in college.
Yeah.
College and pro ball, you're gonna get your strength there, weight room and all the nutritional stuff and everything. But you have to eat right in high school, and even though you know how cafeteria food, that pizza get you.
Well, speaking of eating right, are you still on your gummy worm train?
Boy, and Oreos.
An Oreo. I tell everybody a funny little story. The first year I played against Bryson, I had heard a rumor, and it was just that the guy kept candy on him. Some guys in the field keep seeds, other guys keep tobacco, and I had literally heard that this guy kept gummy worms on him. And I remember the first day of spring training, we're out there, all the pitchers are hitting fungos, or what I like to call investing in your defense. That's why I like to take it seriously. A lot of guys don't take fungo very seriously. And I'm look, this is my defense. I got to invest in these guys. I'm going to hit them whatever ground ball you want. You want a hard one? Wham. You want the middle? There you go. I'm going to do my best job. I'm not going to mess around with it. Anyway, I remember Bill had brought us up in a circle, and I turned around because I heard a rapper just randomly turn around, and you looked right at me, and you were like, "Want some?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine. This guy's got gummy worms. This guy has some gummy worms on." So and that's a great example. And some people might take that the wrong way, but that's a great example of having fun playing the game, having fun and playing the game. Which your fun and my fun is completely different. You're gonna have fun like that. But for me, going out there and having fun is just dominating. Going out there and making people look silly. I pride myself. There's another stat that I like to look at that I always try to lead whatever league I'm in. It's strikeout looking. Because if it's strikeout looking, that means you're mad going back to the dugout. That's not what you thought about.
You need to stare down when I go back to the dugout.
Yeah, matter of fact, my last outing down in Mexico, I remember I told my catcher, I was really working on some specific pitches for release points. And it may not have been the best strategy for an 0-2 pitch, but I was going to try to throw a Greg Maddux off the plate, on the plate, two-seam as hard as I possibly could. As hard as I could. I didn't care if it hit the screen. I did not care. I didn't care if it ran over the middle of the plate. I didn't care. I had 7 Ks, 6 of them looking on that pitch. Just going, wham, wham. And guys just being like, what? And my catcher's just sitting back there, and I'm just spotting it right on the flat.
That's so strong.
I got one guy twice, and he was a former big leaguer and just tipped his cap at me, and I was like, oh, look at
that. That's good work right there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so awesome. And there's another example of having fun. Okay, now we'll go to the college guys. Is there anything you were talking about strength there? Is there anything that you feel like you could get some advice to the college guys?
The weight room is really. You might want to hit that. like you want to get on a routine with that because you play more in college. You play more intensely, like with more intensity.
Yeah.
So your body has to endure all of that, you know. So I advise you to stay in there, get your cuts. If you're a pitcher, get your bullpens in. You better get your running in. And yeah, pitchers running, guys swinging, getting your reps. If you like, when you get in college, I found myself. Like I found what my weakest point was, and my strongest point was. Like my speed was even on defense. Like I was making like gap plays look like they were routine because of my speed. And my weakest point was hitting, like for contact because I wanted to do so much.
Yeah.
And I had to slow myself down and everything. And plus, I wasn't strong. Like I wasn't strong yet. So they put me on like a weight room. Go to the weight room and do push-ups. Push-ups and pull-ups were the best for me. Like that, they helped me a lot. And like even what you're throwing, like it helped a lot. Long toss, got to get that in. Pitcher and position player, got to get that in. Just take it serious. Like take if you're there just for a scholarship, then okay, do you boo boo. It's okay, do you. Just do whatever you want. But like if you're there to like really make a career out of it, when you get into college, it gets serious. Like even with your schoolwork, it gets serious. So you have to get your education and your game up. Like I'm not gonna tell you just pick one, but like you said, you want to dominate, dude. It starts in college as well. Like once you get there, like you're closer. Like you beat out a bunch of people. Like just you gotta stamp it. You gotta stamp it right there. Let them know that you here. Make a name for yourself. Hit workouts. And I forgot to say this for the high school guys too. Go to workouts. Go to pro workouts, college workouts, and like yeah, any workout that you possibly can go to. Like even if they tell you no, just go. just go. They're like, you remember that crazy kid? Yeah, he had a good arm, but we told him he couldn't come here. But he had a good arm and he had a good stick. Let's keep an eye on him. Boom. Like your name's in the book. You never know who's looking. And a true test of character is how you act when no one's looking as well. So like you have to take that on and off the field. That's in high school and in college.
Now you talked about power, and that's some for you personally. And I've got some views on this. I've heard a lot of different things. I'm always trying to absorb anybody who's ever done anything good. I'm always, I'm the guy observing you from a distance, trying to see what you're doing to get better. And I've seen a lot of different things. Is there anything that you felt like that helped your power as far as you being explosive? And you with your hitting power specifically of what you're looking for, because ultimately there's two things that I always feel like, or possibly three things, I'll say three things, even for you, that I feel like you can never be satisfied with, and they're just three tools of the game. I always feel like you can't throw the ball far enough, you can't hit the ball far enough, and you can't run fast enough. There might be some more. Those are three things that I can think of right now. So with you, with power, with hitting for power, is there anything that you've done that you feel like that's made you successful, or a routine possibly that's gotten you into it?
My hips, like I have to use my lower body for my power, like pretty much. So I never, and that's the thing. Like I know my body, just has fast twitch fibers out of the wazoo. So I just work those out, and that's where my power came from because I'm explosive to that point. Like when I get my hips through, hit the ball, boom, there it is. And even when I run, like it's quick and motoring, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's where my power. That's where I got power from. Like,
so you're possibly talking about now. Have you done any sledgehammers or any heavy bat stuff?
I flip tires.
You're a tire flipper?
I flip tires. My favorite thing is to do flip it one time, jump on it one time, flip it two times, jump on it two times, like that.
Okay,
just
so
keep going.
Like a deadlift to a box jump kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. And then I flip it for 15 yards and I sprint 30. Like after flip it at 15 and just after I sprint it, flip it, I go to the either side. I go to the right side first, go, and then next time I do it, go to the left side, go, and just take off. But you can't baby it though. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And when you're working on power, you also have to work on slowing down. So don't just stop like you got to work on breaking down. Like, because that's how people get hurt. That's how you pull hamstrings, like slowing down, pretty much. When you
Yeah.
slow down, you pop. Like, I pulled mine in Santa Fe at second base, and I was turning two, though, but I was cold. And then I stepped too much or something, and it just pow. And I was like, what? So, make sure you stretch.
Okay, so you're talking lower half power hips. That's great stuff. I
Yeah.
actually saw some stuff on power and hand strength. You might want to check it out. One of our fellow Pecos leaguers, Randy Wells, is
Mm.
real big into a heavy bat. He actually taped pennies. I'm not even sure how many pennies. I think it was like $1.50 in pennies. He just keeps adding and adding tape and pennies to the bat, and it's actually something you can hit a baseball with, and it makes the barrel heavier, and it's something that's what he works out in the off season with. So I just wanted to share that. I'm trying to get him on the podcast talking about power and maintaining the off season. But I have all my kids that are working out when we're not working technique and we're working on just that power cage stuff. I have them all swing bigger bats than what they're used to because I want to
Uh,
build that hand strength and to be able to control that lighter barrel and to really to make that explosive, that double punch you're talking about,
exactly.
which I'm excited about. I'm gonna incorporate that in the gym.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already dreaming up some workout stuff on that. The double punch. I'm excited. Um,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
I'm sorry to cut you off. Another thing. This is what I did when I was in the gym for hand strength. I forgot about it. It helps out your forearms. Walking around with the 100 pounds,
oh,
or
farmer's
just
walk. Farmer
yeah,
walk.
just do that, or just hold them. Just
Yeah.
hold them for as long as you can. And family secret. Like my dad taught me this. Family secret. You're just gonna hear it here. Swing a rake. A
Swing a
rake.
rake.
A rake, like you raking leaves. You
Yeah.
swing it. Just swing it like you're hitting the ball.
Now,
Like
are you
swing it
talking
two.
like a gardener's rake, like a pitcher's rake?
Yeah, like I'm finna go outside and rake these leaves real quick like that. But you don't do that. You just put it up there like that, and you go slow, and then you can actually go full speed with it. Well, however you can control it. I dare you to do it. Go outside, swing it one time, and then pick up a bat, and then swing your bat. See how light it feels.
See how light? Well, that's kind of against that resistance heavy bat theory
Hmm.
right there. That's what we were talking about. That's awesome.
Yeah, so like that's what my dad did, and my dad dropped bombs, and he was smaller than me when he got drafted. He got drafted out of high school.
That's that's, that's great. That
Yeah.
is great. Okay. What? Any last advice for any of the pro ball guys that you want to throw out there?
Keep playing. Keep playing.
I love
If
it. Keep
that
playing.
if you run into an opportunity, take it, man. Take it. Because I was actually this was a bad like I had a really bad season this year, John. It was bad. Like even like I just got jerked around so much I didn't even have a role no more. Like question marks was over my head, and I was like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. Like and that messed with me a little bit,
Yeah.
and I literally wanted to quit. Like cause I didn't know. I didn't
Yeah.
know what to do. So season ended, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna play. You remember when I told you on Facebook, dude, you inspire me. Like for real. That's when I was like, man, I might want to like keep playing.
Well, you're
And then
young, man. You're 26, and you got
you're
some
right.
good tools. It's just
Yeah. And
maybe
my
you need a
goal
heavy
this year is
bat.
run.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm just I I'm gonna change some things, get better, like stay better. Like don't want to regress, want to progress. But so
I'll tell you this, man.
I'm
With
gonna strive for
speed,
that
you're
six
always going to
two.
get with your speed. You're always going to get an opportunity. So keep playing as long as you can. I mean, I'm going to try to go as long as I can too. So
Exactly. I
awesome.
hope I see you in the affiliated ball one day. I hope I do.
Well,
Like I wouldn't be mad if I saw you there. I wouldn't be mad. I'm like I knew he was gonna be here. I knew it.
well, hey, man. I hope it, man. I've got some things in the works. Hopefully, I can keep progressing and trying to get some good stuff out there. So.
Dope. That's good, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I enjoyed this.
This is
This was
fun. It's
fun.
just this is all the whole point behind this is I've had conversations with you guys like this as a feeler, over the years, after a game, before a game, in the outfield, whatever. Y'all didn't know that I was dreaming this up, thinking about, man, maybe
No,
I just talking about, just
this
because all
guy's
we're doing is
crazy.
just talking baseball, just having a little conversation, using technology to our advantage. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I appreciate it, dude. I'm honored to be able to be here. Honestly.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it. It's great information for everybody out there. We'll go ahead and recap your stuff for everybody out there. Bryson Sims, you can check out his Freak Mode. I know it kind of looks like Freck Mode. That's Jimmy Maxwell always like to give it a little hard time about that,
Yes,
but it's
always.
Freak Mode. What was it? Freakmode.bigcartel.com.
Yeah, .bigcartel.com.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
let me just sum it up again. I call it freak mode because I was always saying freak of nature. Always saying freak of nature. I like saying that guy's a freak of nature. My speed is a freak of nature. People always want to go into beast mode, but that's just temporary. I'm in freak mode forever. Like I'm just gonna be in freak mode forever. So just decided to brand it.
Awesome.
Do this.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, well, hey, you guys go check out his stuff. Also, go check out the Born in the Cage. I'm going to get some stuff from them here soon. I'm excited about it. We're going to get some more stuff. Bryson, let's do this again in a little while. We got some baseball playoffs coming up that we can always talk about that. I'm going to work on trying getting a couple of us, maybe doing a multi-person session, and we'll be able to do that.
Like around the horn.
Yeah, exactly. Like around the try to keep me updated on your stuff. Let's give a Instagram, Twitter shout out. How people can follow you on there.
Okay, my Instagram is Dope Ocho, DOPE Ocho, OCHO, and my Twitter is Coolin Dre. That's cool KOOL, the letter N, Dre DRAY.
Awesome. Well, we'll have that in the link description and stuff too. You can go to my website, EmeraldCoastBaseballAcademy.com. I've got the other videos up here. Check those out. Like, share those. Also subscribe. Bryson, go subscribe on YouTube. And just spread this out there. A lot of really good information. I'm excited. This turned out really well. I'm pumped for it. Unfortunately, I got to go to bed. I got to get up early in the morning. But also, just one last time, borninthecage.com. Check them out. I'll be wearing some more of their stuff, and Bryson will talk some more about that too.
Oh, one more thing.
Go ahead.
One more thing. Freak Mode's IG is Instagram is FRE, just regular EKMODE, just Freak Mode like that, and follow the Freak Mode Facebook page as well.
Okay, follow them on Facebook, Freak Mode on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter, JSintez34. That's the Instagram also. Like the page, EmeraldCoastBaseballAcademy.com. We'll have some more awesome stuff. I've got a guy hopefully this week, one person who's much larger than you and I, bodybuilder, that we're going to talk nutrition, we're going to talk proteins, pre-workouts, and
good stuff.
And even some weightlifting stuff
like
there. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully we'll get that in here, and I'll get that up for you guys. So appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, spread it all out there. And thanks again, Bryson. Appreciate having you.
No doubt. Thank you, man.